Bruce Wayne has died and seemingly been killed by the city of Gotham. Terry McGinnis is the only person who knows that the city of Gotham is out to change things, murdered Bruce Wayne, and wants to stop everything going on in Gotham involving vigilantes. In our last video, we watched as Terry McGinnis attempted to fight against the living, breathing entity that is Gotham City without his mentor Bruce Wayne. But without Bruce guiding him and providing the proper equipment to survive, Terry found himself running on fumes as his batsuit runs only on a fraction of what it could be. Now Terry finds himself fighting against the Sword of Gotham after being led into a trap with no way to escape. This is Comicstorian. I bring you audio dramas of your favorite comic books. Now let's get into Batman Beyond Neo Year issues 4 and 5. As the red construct walls rise above him, Terry finds himself against the one enemy that he wanted to avoid, the Sword of Gotham. Every hit is painful. Every blow is a reminder that Terry is on his own, that Bruce Wayne is dead. There's no one in his ear telling him how to overcome impossible odds. But that's not what it means to be Batman. To overcome, especially when you know you don't have a chance. There was something that Bruce once told him. You're only what you show them. Weakness or strength, confidence or fear. Perception is your weapon. That's why we wear the mask. Terry can use that. He can show them that he isn't broken yet, that he can still fight if he chooses to. He puts his back against the wall, waiting for the inevitable attack, but Terry doesn't dodge it, instead catching it. He shifts so that the construct blade pierces the wall, guiding it, cutting out a triangle. And with a little help from his grappling hook, Terry smashes a hole through the death trap, escaping out into the city. For a moment, he is filled with pride. Like a hand on his shoulder after a good patrol, so confident that he sprung a trap and escaped the Sword of Gotham. Except, he didn't get away. The Sword of Gotham cracks Terry from behind, sending him tumbling through a building, forcing Terry to burn up what juice he has left in the suit to even catch himself. Terry stands back up, taking a deep breath. He watches as death is coming, and he stays standing, because that's what Batman does. The suit groans, every ounce of power shuddering through the shoulder hydraulics. He redirects what's left into his legs, fighting smart. But that's not enough. Once again, Terry is slammed into the ground. But this time, the Sword of Gotham is done chasing. This time, he wants to finish Batman once and for all. The Sword of Gotham lifts Terry to his knees, telling him, "The city has made its judgment, and she thanks you for your service and relieves you of your duty." The construct's sword stabs through Terry's chest, damaging the suit more than him. But it doesn't make it any less painful as the suit dies. This is it. Batman is dead. But Terry is not the Batman suit. In a last-ditch effort, Terry takes an explosive batarang, throwing it, and to his surprise, it worked. The blast knocks the Sword of Gotham to the ground, and then Terry begins to see it, the truth behind the Sword of Gotham. The hard light fades, revealing an old man by the name of Roberto Carrasco. Except this wasn't the Sword of Gotham. It was just a projection. That man isn't even a fighter. No combat training or military background. He's a janitor. There's a voice in his ear from the world's greatest detective. Carrasco's not the only one we're fighting, Terry. You are fighting Gotham herself. That poor man's hijacked body was the sword. And with that, Terry left, turning to the only person that he could trust, Officer Beam Boonma. He knocks on the door and she opens it, telling him that he knows the orders are to arrest him on sight, right? And the taser's powerful enough to even take him down. Why are you here, Batman? Terry tells her that there's a rogue AI that has infected and dominated every network within Gotham. Infrastructure, banking, communications, everything. It used hard-light holographic technologies to turn a 75-year-old man into a trained killer. It was responsible for the tower collapse, and it killed Bruce Wayne. Beam holds up her gun for a moment, telling him, "If you go down, so does the case. So odds must be really bad if you're coming to me. Come in." As the door closes, Beam pauses again, asking if he can hear it. It's like a whispering. It's saying that it found you. Then Beam begins to scream in pain as the Sword of Gotham begins to take over her body. Once the transformation is completed, the Sword of Gotham tells him again, "You should have been better at hiding." Seconds later, Terry is going through the kitchen, but as he crashes into the next wall, he tries to piece it together. Beam wasn't a dirty cop. She wasn't involved in anything other than being a properly paranoid cop. She would have taken every precaution. No Loomis tech anywhere. On no one's payroll. that means that it can be anyone, which means it's everyone. With one final push, the Sword of Gotham grabs Terry by the neck. "The city is done with you! Batman is a vestigial." Terry grabs the taser that Beam once pointed at him, shocking the Sword of Gotham, managing to get a painful scream out of him. The Sword of Gotham throws Terry down the hallway, but it gives Terry enough time to rewire the taser and connect it to his glove, giving him that extra punch that he needed. As the Sword of Gotham comes rushing in, Terry spins back, punching him, releasing an overcharged shock, causing the hard light to shatter. As Beam is freed, the force of her running still throws her and Terry out the window, but Terry grabs her, shifting so that he breaks her fall. He quickly turns over, checking her pulse, and when he finds one, he picks her up. "I can't take you to the hospital, but I need to get you help. I need to bring you somewhere safe, somewhere that's just like us, still standing." As Terry begins his descent into an old abandoned bat cave, he hears shuffling and calls out to Gestalt that before they move, before they even react, this isn't about him, it's about her. The electronics in his suit are out. Wayne's old signal defenses are still good and active. Gotham has no idea that either of them are here, so please, just please, help her. Gestalt leans in, looking at Beam, stating that she is still a cop, and they are still criminals. And Terry tells them that that word doesn't mean much these days. The three of them pull back to deliberate, then return stating that they shall assist on one condition. Gotham must be stopped. As Gestalt begins their scans, Terry tells them everything that has happened and how Beam became the Sword of Gotham. They searched, just as Bruce did. They did what he used to do in his cave. And they found the infection. Nanopistons puppeteering her body. Holographic pico-emitters buried into her pores, turning her into him. Lumos' light show has just been a mirage. This is the secret. Technology that won't make him rich, but it will make him unstoppable. At that moment, a needle is stuck into Terry, and he asks, "What the hell?" Gestalt tells him that they seek forgiveness, not permission. They need to know. And as Terry asks what they need to know, he learns that he too has the pico-emitters in his body. Perhaps it was in the air. No, too heavy. Ingested? Too unreliable. As the three minds try to determine how Terry was infected, Terry asks, what about water? The three of them tell him that it's possible, probable, predatory, self-diagnosis complete, infected. This is suboptimal. They will begin work on Officer Bunma. She will be an excellent case study in their development of technological antibodies. Until the effective solution is developed, she will be resting and continue to do so. Terry then asks, what if she doesn't wake up? And Gestalt says that then they failed, and this grave will be theirs to share. Terry steps out as the sun rises to take one final look at Gotham, knowing that he will be away for a while. How long? Who knows? Some might think that he's hiding. At least Gotham will. But he's not hiding. They both know better than that, don't they, Bruce? No, he's going into the pit. With that, 3 months pass, and Terry hasn't left the cave. He just stayed and he trained, all while Gestalt was looking for a cure. And on the 100th day, Gestalt says that it's ready. Terry drops his weights with a loud boom, telling them that it's about time. He was getting too used to the dark. And as he got dressed, he headed into the next room, with Gestalt stating that this may kill her, and may kill them all. But Terry tells them that one way or another they're done here. Do it. Terry slides on the mask and the button is pressed, and Beam takes a breath. The test tube drains and lifts up, and Beam looks at herself, stating that it's gone. Gotham, the sword, they got it out of her head. They saved her. Terry asks if she's all right. Does she need rest? And Beam tells her no. What she needs are answers, though she wouldn't say no to a bottle of cheap wine. She asks if Batman was his dad or something, and Terry tells her no, not his dad, not really, but he was something. He spent his entire life letting the city drive his face into the pavement, even when he could barely stand. He was fighting off injustice with a walking stick. He thought he could make something out of him. He got him believing it too. But being Batman was a struggle with no answer or ending. Every ally that he recruited, Gotham pinned him down. Every bad guy that he stopped, Gotham empowered. She's not just one step ahead, she's the whole damn world. And he's just. Beam stops him, asking, is he even listening to himself? He's talking in circles. He thinks that Batman has to be the solution, that he has to have a big scary cave and gruff voice and beard, or he can't pull it off. Like he was the darkness. Batman was more than that, to her at least. He was a symbol in the sky, one that reminded everyone that they didn't need to stop fighting. That's it. If he's so set on making sure that Batman doesn't die in the cave, maybe that's all he has. Terry turns and looks at her for a moment and then begins to take off his mask, throwing it. Are you sure Batman wasn't your dad? Because this whole thing seems very much like a dad complex kind of thing. No judgments. Terry tells her no. His dad was a good man. He tried to do right, and the city killed his father for it. He always thought it was a tragedy. Didn't want to be like his dad. Oh, the name is Terry, by the way. It's nice to finally meet you. As the two head back inside the cave, Gestalt slinks up to him, telling him that it is finished. And as the door opens, it reveals the new bat suit. Terry tells him, all right, then we're done with the damned cave. And the story of Batman Beyond Neo continues. Now, we are Comicstorian. We do dramatic readings of your favorite comic books. We try to keep you up on what's going on, and then when we're done with it, we compile them into giant, multi-hour long storylines for you to enjoy. My name is Benny, and you can find us across the entire internet. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll know when the next Batman Beyond chapter continues. We'll see you guys next time, right here.